It's Pokemon Go without all the trouble of killing everyone as you try to take a photo of a cartoon turtle that isn't really there on a guardrail as you're going 80 miles an hour down the interstate, trying to keep up with a trend that's only going to last another half hour. Take pictures of animals, hell, do other things to them, I don't care. You're going through natural environments full of natural wildlife so you can hit them with apples like an unsupervised special needs kid at the goddamn zoo. Professor Oak creeps me out. Does he ever hang out with adults or strangely proportioned children who cut their own hair his fetish? Why don't the top evolutions in this universe just fucking incinerate these assholes already? Charizard can fly and breathe fire. Why is he living in a 6-inch sphere and taking orders from 6th grade dropouts? You were close! Here we have Skitchin, which bitchin' when you're hitching rides to the kitchen. Not the kitchen. So you're a punk kid racing with a bunch of other punk kids by using the backs of cars to cheat the crappy pasty legs that God cursed you with. You can hit each other, you can get hit by cars. That's really the best part, when these asshole chronically unemployed thrill seekers get a concussion because they mistimed the old bumper grab. Game looks like throw up. The best way to summarize Max Carnage here is limp dick. It's a Spider-Man game, but it's completely limp dicked. The sound effects for punches are straight up worse than muting the TV and just listening to your buttons being pushed. This is not Spider-Man. He can't do anything. His attacks are all the same. He keeps fighting the same guy named Ted, and at the end of the first level he beats up 2 women. This is not a Spider-Man experience. This is a Ray Rice fantasy. You beat up helpless women, then you fantasize about being Spider-Man. That's literally what Ray Rice does on Tuesdays. This is a remake of an old Genesis game, and it's a finely done thing they have here. You got your Mickey, he's a mouse, and you got your enchanting cool environments. The controls are good. The game is pretty easy, but since it's supposed to be for toddlers, that's okay. I like the dragon boss fight, where I had to guess which macaroon he was going to punch me with. That's good fun. That's Disney. This game's better than Disney World. I wore Minnie Mouse ears the entire time I played this game, and no one will return my calls now. This is a forgotten classic. I guess it was never a classic. Bad Mojo focuses on the common problem we all face when a brooch turns us into a roach. Then you have to navigate around creepy puzzles and environments and just generally be horribly depressed. It's actually a great experience being horribly depressed here. In all seriousness, if you can get this to run, I highly recommend it. It's very original, it's very touching, and all of these things happen in spite of the production quality of the era, which was not very good. Seriously, the actors that did these 7th guest style video game things, they're all dead. Somewhere on the front of a hotel lawn, probably. It was not a noble profession then. If you do play the game, watch out for the kitty. Kitty eat roach. You don't get eaten by the kitty guy. Stay away from the kitty cat. Rhythm game, good clean fun, nicely difficulty curved, kinda cute, side scroller twee for you, twee for me. Yeah, that's it, moving on. A game often has what I call a crutch, and that's not a bad thing. Many games will have a lot going on, or not enough going on, but whether or not the project hangs together depends on whether or not the elements can achieve harmony, and if they can't achieve harmony, they lean hard on one particular aspect that can carry them the entire way, the crutch. The case in point here is Killer 7, a game that uses its style as a crutch. If the style did not work well, the game would be a laughable, forgotten mess. Thanks to the style working and firing on absolutely all cylinders, the game is a wonderful, remembered mess. The plot is useless, like the details of a very vivid dream, so I'm just going to name some things that come to mind. Samantha the Maid, turning the channel for me. Blood Machine, slushing all slowly. Monster Terrorist, happy scary faces. Cade, dressed like a mental patient with blood on her feet, slits her wrists, and the blood shower breaks open the door. The Luchador Heavy and his one-shot exploder gun. That blind guy that runs really fast. The other guy that says "you're fucked" in an awesome voice whenever he gets a good shot. Horror, silliness, surrealism, conspiracies, crime, drugs, sex, anime, style, 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 rave on, style, rave on. A complex board game that is fun if you can get the hang of its many modes, but ultimately it is unbalanced and the Nintendo Entertainment System's tech limits do it no favors. The real Civil War, I'm told, was very bloody and awful, so it's weird that this is all cute, but I guess it's been a while. I don't know where these sorts of insensitivities begin and end, but it's sort of creepy. This game doesn't get to show much of the creepy stuff. Makes the Civil War look kind of fun. Come on, kids. This is probably better than the Civil War was. This is the ultimate game for M. Night Shyamalan fans, the 9 of them that are left. It is a game that is very dark, very serious, very murky, very dreary. It's a crime mystery, and I don't mind any of that. I don't mind that a lot of traditional gameplay isn't here, because I think doing new things is fun and interesting, even if they're not particularly challenging or requiring of dexterity the way that video games traditionally have been. What bothers me about Heavy Rain is that the story is so goddamn convoluted, and so centers itself with trying to be clever, that it fails to make sense on any logical fucking level. Why does Madison, the female character, have to spend half her scenes being sexually assaulted or in some kind of sexual violence scenario, while her captors, real or imaginary, because one of them is a dream, because of course it is, have no other plot points throughout the game? How did the killer set up the glass and electricity trap and still get out himself? What is up with Ethan's blackouts? Why aren't they tangibly explained in a non-throwaway way? Why do they exist only to throw the player an arbitrary curveball? Why does David Cage get paid for being so fucking stupid? He is the foremost pseudo-visionary of the video game medium, and there are several. He is a man heralded by stupid people because he does stupid things that appear to be smart. Close scrutiny tears that apart immediately. Story comes first, David. Twist comes later, if convenient. You don't start with a twist and then decorate it like some kind of fucking gravel-slammed Christmas tree. You're a moron. On a bright note, we have Shaq Fu, a game where a pro athlete from the early 90s tries to rescue a kid he's never met in a foreign land that he reaches by means of a strange dojo. You know what? Fuck this game. Shit like this is the reason I do this series, baby. I grew up on GamePro magazine. Those motherfuckers at GamePro gave this a reasonably positive review when it came out. Gaming journalism is and has always been a lobbyist backdoor sewage orgy. How about this, GamePro? Apple of my child eye. The idea for this game is ludicrous. The story makes no sense. The fighting style is worse than games in the same genre that came out over a decade earlier. The characters are too small, despite the point of the hero in real life. His real existence is, look at how big this fucking guy is. And the dialogue between fights, the smack talk, holy merciful God.